France has become the first country in the world to explicitly include the right to abortion in its constitution in a far-reaching move championing my body, my right. Parliamentarians voted to revise the country's 1958 constitution to enshrine women's guaranteed freedom to abort. The historic move was proposed by President Emmanuel Macron as a way to prevent the kind of rollback of abortion rights which have just been seen in the United States in recent years. In 2022, the vote during a special joint session of Parliament drew a long-standing ovation among the lawmakers.
L'ordre du jour appelle le vote sur le projet de loi constitutionnel relatif à la liberté de recourir à l'interruption volontaire de grossesse. Pour la première fois de notre histoire, le Congrès du Parlement est présidé par une
History in the making in the French Parliament. France has become the world's first nation to enshrine the right to abortion in its constitution. It is the only country in the world to explicitly guarantee a woman's right to voluntarily terminate a pregnancy.
Nombre de votants, 902. Nombre de suffrages exprimés, 852. Majorité requise pour l'adoption du projet de loi constitutionnel, soit les 3/5 des suffrages exprimés, 512. Pour l'adoption, 780. Contre, 72.
The historic move was proposed by French President Emmanuel Macron as a way to prevent the kind of rollback of abortion rights seen in the United States in recent years.
For us, it's a fundamental right, and it has to be in the Constitution because you can always change the law, and we have seen it with the United States, but also in other European countries. So yes, it's a step forward.
Et qu'on se sent reconnu et davantage protégé aussi grâce à ça. Je pense que c'est aussi un bon signal envoyé aux autres pays de dire qu'on peut toujours progresser davantage dans ce droit-là pour lequel on se bat depuis des décennies.
Women have had the legal right to abortion in France since 1974. 50 years later, it is a constitutional right in France. After liberty, equality, fraternity becoming a part of the French Constitution in 1958, this perhaps is another French constitutional landmark for the world to follow. With Srishti Shankar, Bureau Report, NDTV.
All right, to talk more about this move by France and its significance, we're now joined by Zakia Soman, activist and member of the Bharatiya Muslim Mahila Andolan, Flavia Agnes, women's rights lawyer, and Dr. Archana Dhawan Bajaj, women activist and gynecologist. Flavia Agnes, first to you, your comments on this move by France, my body, my right, and also to enshrine it in the Constitution so there can never be a rollback like what was seen in the United States in 2022.
I think it's a great move ahead. And though France is a Catholic country, there's hardly any protest. And everybody is supporting this. And I think that's remarkable. And it's the first country, it's revolutionary because it is the first country to make abortion a constitutional right. So there cannot be a rollback on that as we've seen in the US. So this makes the right very, very strong. And on the eve of Women's Day, I think it's a great achievement for women in France. I think it's wonderful that they have done this. And every country has struggled. Women in every country have struggled to make abortion, legal abortion possible for women to save their lives. And I think France has gone ahead and made it an absolute constitutional right.
Right, ma'am, absolutely. An incredible day for, women's rights and a very positive message, I think, to other countries as well. Fortunately, in India, it's not as controversial an issue as it is in the United States. But Zakia Soman, first, your comments on this.
So I think it's a historical move. And your wording that is the new French Revolution to describe this is a very, very apt wording. I think it will have long-lasting impact, not just in France and in Europe, but for women all over the world. because this gives it's like equivalent to the fundamental right to women to right over her body, over her reproductive organs, and nobody can intervene. No jurisdiction, no judiciary, no institution, no police, no government can take that away from her. So it has been made part of the basic law, and the woman only and she only herself can decide whether she wants an abortion or not. So it's a very, very good development. I think world over, we are seeing lot of onslaught on women's equality, on women's rights, lot of forces of conservatism and patriarchy who want to take away rights from women. So this is like a befitting response to all of them. And France, if we look at its history, the French Revolution and the values of liberty, equality, and fraternity, France is more suited to take it forward. And I think they have done that. And lawmakers all over the world need to learn from this and take inspiration from this. How women who are equal human beings become equal, legally speaking, constitutionally speaking. That is something that everybody can learn from France. And it's a very, very welcome move.
Absolutely, a very welcome move on the eve of Women's Day. Dr. Archana Bajaj, your comments on this and also about, the laws here in India, which are seen as fairly progressive.
Absolutely. I think laws in India are fairly progressive, but what a crown to women's emancipation this has been. It has been, I think it's going to go down in French history as like a pre-Macron and a post-Macron era. So progressive and so brilliant, because European Union itself has both extremes. It has countries which make abortions legal up to 24 weeks, and then it has countries like Spain where healthcare providers have been refusing abortion to women on religious grounds and motivated by religious sentiment. So it's like a move that would probably, get a lot of people to think and to think right. And more than that, I think what's really, really very important, that no amount of legal, no amount of emotional, no amount of religious intervention can roll this back. So for those women in the world, thankfully, which doesn't include our country, who have this fear that this could, any day be rolled back, are going to be away from the fear A. And of course, there will be countries which will follow this soon. And I'm sure this is going to be like something that all of us are going to learn from, and all of us are going to be able to respect not only the abortion law, it's just all about respecting women and womanhood altogether. And I don't think there can be a bigger way to say that we respect women than giving them a complete right and penning it down in the Constitution. What a moment.